And I'm back. All right. So we created this image. That was done looking in pictures, Bing pictures. We searched for design, and we used our filter to look for transparencies. Okay, transparent images, which means that the white background is see-through. Okay, again, if I put this over the top of text, you can kind of see the text underneath it. So that's what a transparent image does. Okay. I also found this image using the search term computer design, and I noted that this did not have a flat white background. It had a gray background. Okay. And anytime something has a colored background that is not flat white or doesn't match the background of your slide, you should put a border around it. Okay? When I select the picture, I have the contextual picture tab up here. Here I have some preset different border styles, or I can just put on a flat kind of colored border, which is what I did. I chose this olive green accent too because it matches this kind of bright color here. So I was trying to find a matching color. And I also changed the weight, which is how thick that line is, to 4.5 points to make it nice and big and make it matter. Okay. All right. Once I have my images on there, we can kind of drag this around. We have these smart guides that help us line up our images to different elements on the screen. So that was helping me line up with the bullet and the edge of this kind of text box here. Okay, and then I can use this to try to find a similar position. So the design is now lined up with that left edge of that text box. It's also lined up, the top of it is lined up with the top of the other image. So these like little simple tricks to kind of keep things lined up can make things look really nice. One of my pet peeves as an instructor is what I call littering, which is where a person will put on 7 images, and they will be all very small, and they will be just kind of scattered and tucked in like different blank spaces in the text. None of the pictures line up. They're just like splashed on the page in any other location with no thought of like lining things up or creating some kind of an effect or something along those lines. It really, really drives me nuts, and it looks really unprofessional. It looks like what an elementary school kid would do with some pictures on a piece of paper, right? They just put the glue and just stick it anywhere on the page. Okay? You don't want to look like that. You guys want to be moving towards something that's more professional. Use those smart guides to kind of line things up. Also, be aware of your footer. So I know that my picture is covering it up, but there's the page numbers right here. My student name is right here. You don't want to put those pictures in a spot where they cover up something else that's important. Okay. We're going to move on and do something else kind of fun with a picture now here on slide 4. Okay, so here we're talking about formatting text and shapes. I want to use this as an opportunity to show you some interaction between pictures and shapes, and let's have a look at that. So the first thing that I'm going to do actually is I'm going to show you the image we're going to use. All right, so we're going to go into insert, pictures. I'm going to go and I'm going to click on stock images. So stock images are like absolutely free for you to use for whatever. These are like images that Microsoft supplied with the program. They're just very generic kind of pictures that can be used freely. Okay, so they're always kind of safe to use for pretty much any purpose. All right. Up at the top here, notice that we have some other options here. We have cutout people. and we're going to go there in just a second. Icons have like a number of different kind of black and white, just, you know, these kinds of images. You can search through there. That can be neat. They've got stickers. This is, you know, similar to what you see on your cell phone. Okay, so like little emoji type stickers. Okay. What I want you guys to do is we're going to go into cutout people. This is kind of cute because they have like a cast of characters here. So if you're looking for like a repeated person character throughout your slide, you can just limit it to like a certain person. They're of different ages, sexes, ethnicities. All right. But up at the top here, we are going to type in the word sign, S-I-G-N, sign. And you're going to see that you've got a bunch of people holding up a blank white sign. We're going to use that to our advantage. I want to use, I don't know who this character is. I'm kind of curious. But anyways, I want you to find this image. It's a woman in a tan skirt. The key here is that she's holding the sign up above her head, okay? And so, you know, other images would work for that, but I'm going to use this one where there's a woman holding the sign above her head. And I'm going to insert. It's thinking. Maybe I should pause, go grab a coffee, come back. Okay, I did pause because that was taking like a weirdly long amount of time. But okay, here's my image, okay? I have this woman, she's holding this picture up above her head, and we're going to do something kind of cute with it. All right, so I'm just going to pull her off to the side. And here I have this kind of scribbled kind of text box. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to click on the text box, and I'm going to reshape this so that it is smaller. I'm looking at trying to get kind of an even amount of space above and below the text. And then I'm going to pull in over here so that it's, you know, I've got enough room. You know, I don't want to clutter it, but I just want to kind of give it some, like a nice kind of border around the text here. Okay, and here's what I'm going to do. I am going to take the woman holding the picture, and I am going to change, well, first off, what I want to do is I want to put her kind of like holding that image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to resize her. But if I resize her, you know, I'm going off the slide here. I can actually do that just fine. But it gets a little awkward. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to click on her, click on my picture tab, and I'm going to use what is called crop. Crop is basically like scissors that you're going to use to kind of cut the image. So I'm going to use, now this can be a little bit tricky because if you're hovering over the white dot that's resizing, what you really want to find is this little, if you can see my icon, is this little black T shape. That's my crop. I want to pull up from the bottom and get her about, you know, right kind of in the middle of the torso here. All right, so I'm going to go right across here. And when I'm done with my crop, I just click on the crop tool again. It's going to eliminate that bottom part of the image. Now I'm going to go back to what I was doing before. I'm going to use the bottom right hand resizing handle. I'm going to hold the, I'm going to hold the shift key just to make sure that it doesn't change in size. Like I'm not like making her squash or stretch or whatever. I'm going to try to get her about the right size to hold this image here. Okay. Now right now what she's got, this picture is not transparent, okay? And so there's the problem with a non-transparent layer, is that it covers up the image. What I can do is I've got another tool, which you guys are familiar with, which is the Arrange tool. Okay, so I'm in the Picture tab. My picture is selected, and I am going to send this to the back. All right, so here we go. I've got her behind my picture shape, okay? And she is now holding up this sign for people to see, okay? I still have, you know, a bit of her body kind of. Let's see if I can get that. Okay. That's going along the page. Just so that you know, this isn't particularly a problem, okay? Because if I go and I show this slideshow from the current slide, it's going to, when I'm actually showing the slideshow, it's going to only show the size of the slide anyway. So it's not going to like, it's not going to be a problem that this image goes beyond the boundaries of the slide. But it does kind of look a little bit ugly, you know, if someone's looking at this in the editing mode. It can be nice to just kind of clean this up a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to crop her again just to bring it up to the edge of my slide. Okay, there. Okay. Another thing that we looked at, that we kind of glanced over, so I'm going to kind of go back up to a previous slide here and click on this image of the computers, and I'm going to go into picture, and I'm going to click on this thing called alt text. When I put up alt text, you're going to see off to the right hand side that it says a screenshot of a computer, description generated with very high confidence. I don't know what that means, but essentially generate a description for me. What does that do? A screenshot of a computer. Okay. So it's going to kind of search and look at what this is and use computer intelligence, it's kind of creepy, to generate an idea of what is in that picture. Generate a description. A close-up of a sign. Description generated with high confidence. Okay. So anyways, what is alt text? So it says right here, alt text is used for vision impaired people who are using, let's say you're going to the university, okay, and you are a blind student. Your teacher might be giving you content using PowerPoint, and in which case you can have like there are electronic readers which will read all of the text for you, and so in that way you can get all of the information that's written on a slide, but you might be missing the information that's on the pictures or tables or charts. So if you are modifying you're preparing your presentation to be viewed by not just people who have sight and, you know, hearing and all that kind of stuff, but you could be preparing it for people who are vision impaired as well. If you had students or coworkers, you can use the alt text, and what's going to happen is those electronic readers, which are going to read the slide information for you, when they get to the images, they are going to read whatever is put in the alt text. Okay, so that will help. If it was very important information, you could type in a little bit of descriptive information saying, you know, why, like, what is this image showing? Now, for these images, it doesn't make a lot of sense because these images, we're really just putting them up there for decoration. They're not conveying any content, any ideas. So, you know, we could get by with just giving them very kind of minimal alternate text, okay? But if there was some important information in these images, like let's say it was a chart that showed, you know, a trend line up, then we would want to make sure that our alt text said that, so that a vision impaired person would still get the information from the slide. Okay? So that's what alt text is. Okay, so I've rattled on here for a lot. Sorry, this is a lot more of me talking, and we only just kind of created 3 images, but I think that the concepts and the ideas that I'm kind of expressing are important, something for you to be exposed to and consider. I'm going to call it a wrap on activity 7, and then we'll move on to activity 8. Have a good day.